Hi all, today we are going to continue our RabbitMQ Essentials lecture on AMQP protocol. So we have discussed till now that what are the channels, what are the connections and all those details, and how RabbitMQ is set up and all those things are done. So today we will be discussing three things. One, we will be discussing exchange, what is exchange in RabbitMQ, and then we will be discussing what is queue, and another thing we will be discussing is bindings. So what we can see is exchange is a kind of mastermind for RabbitMQ, and it deals with everything. As we all know that RabbitMQ is kind of intelligent broker. So here what happens, everything is decided at broker level itself. Broker decides which message will go to which queue and all those things. Queue never decides that what it will read and all those things. But if we talk about Kafka is a kind of dumb broker. There what happens is that there will be no intelligence attached at the broker level, and all the logic will be attached at the queue level. What queue wants to read and all those things, everything will be decided at queue level. So let's continue our discussion with exchange. So in exchange, what will happen is all the rules, which message will be directed to which queue, with any, suppose if we have this exchange queue which is getting attached to the exchange, what all the messages it will be reading, what all the binding things it will be going to attach to it, those things are decided at the exchange. It's a kind of just a map where all the rules are defined. If any incoming message is there, then where all the places it will go from the queue. So that's the basic thing of exchange. Now let's find out the queue. Queue is nothing but set of messages. Suppose this kind of stream of the messages is just a queue, and consumer will attach to the queue and it will keep reading from this stream. So that's what queue is there. Now comes the binding. Binding is kind of rule or exchange through which queue is attached to exchange, and what it will do is it will read any messages whatever comes for that binding. So suppose if I set a binding that whatever messages Iron Man is sending to Avengers, so what it will do, it will Iron Man will produce messages, it will have an exchange, or with broker we will be having vhost. On top of it, in our first lecture we discussed vhost. Then inside we will be having exchange. In this exchange, what will happen, a queue which is created for Avengers, it will say that Avenger message, and then whatever messages Iron Man will produce, it will go to this exchange, and then exchange will see in this queue that in this message that what is the binding, then depending upon the binding what all queues are attached to that binding, it will deliver all those messages to those queues. So this is the basic. So what we discuss is, we discuss three things: exchange, queue and bindings.